Hey everyone, this is Tracy from Keto and Crime and the podcast Thought Crime. This is a very impromptu video. I was not planning on making this because I've been scared to. Um, but something happened over the weekend that has led me to do just this. And I encourage you, if you are my subscriber, my patron, my channel member, to listen to the whole video before you make judgments and understand where I'm coming from. I've always been real honest on this channel about my political leanings. I am a centrist. I am a moderate, right down the middle. I lean right on some things. I lean left on some things. So I think I'm like the average American that sometimes feels they don't even really have a political home. But my history, I was raised in a very conservative, fundamentalist religious family, which means we were conservative. Now, back when I was a kid growing up in the 80s and 90s. Uh, Southern Democrats were a thing. I'm from the South, so Southern Democrats were a thing, and they were very conservative. And I was raised Democrat, but a conservative sort of Democrat, a Southern Democrat. Not Dixiecrat, but Southern Democrat. And then I noticed that as I got older, I was very conservative older. I was also struggling with my sexuality, but that's another thing. But then I go to high school, started getting a little more liberal, but then I finally got to college and I went to a conservative religious school, so I was not indoctrinated. I came to all these changes on my own. And I actually, at my very conservative religious college, there was a young a young Republicans club, but there was no College Democrats of America club. I actually got a sponsor. I got people together. I chartered the school. I wrote the proposal, and I got a branch of College Democrats of America at a very conservative Southern Baptist school. And I went out in the community. Often I was, we were in a small town near Selma. It was 90% African American. Often I and a few other people from my College Democrat Party were the only non-person of color when we would go out and canvass the neighborhood for votes. It was Bill Clinton running for his second term at that time. So I was very active in that, and I cared about it so much. I actually went on and got a master's in political science and was planning to go into politics, but then other things happened, and I didn't. So I've always been a Democrat. I have always been a Democrat because I believe they were the champion of the working class blue collar person. Fast forward through 2016, I did vote for Hillary because I voted for Bernie in the primaries because I do believe there's lots of reforms that are needed, but I also voted for Hillary because I believed in vote blue no matter who in 2016. Now, I've also been an entrepreneur. I'm self-employed now. And so, fast forward, it seems to me that the Democratic Party is walking away from the values that make America great: capitalism, um, individual liberty, things that really count. Now, we have social aspects of our government. I think we all know that, and I support those in a modified in the state that they're in, but with improvements. Of course, we need improvements. I believe that individuals have the power to move this country forward, just like we always have. I mean, business. This country has made more millionaires than any other country in the world, and they come from all creeds, all walks of life, everything. And capitalism is the core of that. And I see more Marxist and socialist ideology coming in blatantly into the Democratic Party. Now, I also heard all the horror stories about Trump, and I went back and I researched it. And I'm also an atheist and a member and a lesbian. So if anybody had a stake in making sure that Trump was, okay, it was me. And he's the only Republican president that has ever openly voiced support for gay marriage and has carried a rainbow flag out on the stage. The only Republican to ever do that. So props to him. Um, as far as being an atheist, I am an atheist. I am not an anti-theist. I believe everyone has the right to worship or not worship in the way that they see fit. And I would be an atheist to stand in front of a church and defend it if somebody was trying to tear it down for, lack of making, for the purpose of making people not be able to worship. So I want to put that out there right now. As long as you're not hurting anyone else. I spend a lot of time on my channel exposing cults. Now, I do draw the line there, but you know what I'm saying. As far as currently, with all the rioting and looting and burning and just hate that is going on, I can't get behind that. I know we need police reform, and I will vote for that. There's things that need to be, there needs to be more education. There needs to be better training. There needs to be perhaps qualified immunity goes away. I'm also against the seizure of private property to punish someone for a crime. I identify now as a libertarian. I have officially left the. Sorry, my puppy's having some issues. But I have officially walked away from the Democratic Party. I now identify as a libertarian. Sorry, my puppy, I apologize. But I now identify as a libertarian, and that's the status I'm taking. And you know what? What really pointed me toward making this video, I have thought about making it before, but got scared because of the backlash. And I finally went on my Facebook and posted my support of a third party. I got no hate from any of my conservative friends. No hate whatsoever. I got a few likes. And I got a lot of hate from my friends on the left. In fact, one of them told me, "Thank you for pointing out that you're a effing piece of garbage that I should never have friended." And that right there was the catalyst. It was very upsetting because I would never do that to anyone. And I got a lot of hate. And so I'm done. I'm walking away. I'm either going to vote third party or I'm going to vote Trump. And I haven't made up my mind yet. I'm still wheeling through those decisions. I live in a red state. So I live in a state that will go Trump. It will always go Republican. So I have a choice. I can either vote third party and hopefully get the third party to a percentage of the vote where we can put, the libertarian candidate on the debate stage in the following election, or I will vote Trump. I think Joe Biden is a questionable candidate at best. There are a lot of problems. But mostly I'm just voting against the hate that I have been seeing coming at me for a long time and at friends. So I'm over it. And I'm just saying that I don't care what color you are, what religion you are, what your ethnic origin is, what your sexuality is, and I certainly don't care what your political leanings are. You are welcome on my channel. You're welcome on my Facebook page. You are welcome in my life as long as you are a respectful person. And I will stand up for the goodness that's in people, and I will stand up for American values because we're all in this together. If this country goes down, we're all in it together, and I don't want to see that happen. So please, before you post any hate, before you hit unsubscribe, think about that. I'm on your side. I'm on your side as far as keeping this country the best that it can be and taking care of people when they need being taken care of, but not allowing cities to burn and hate to spew. I'm just beyond that. So that's my story. I have always been a loyal, true blue voter. Now I'm not. And I have officially walked away, and that's my story. Thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me to get this catharsis out. And I hope you'll still be here on my channel because I still have a lot of good stuff coming. I love you all. Thank you so much. Keto Comic.